In a remote village nestled within the dense woods, an aged establishment known as the Grimmhaven Hotel stood. This desolate and deteriorated inn possessed a notorious reputation, deterring the locals from approaching it. Nevertheless, despite its ominous notoriety, the hotel continued to allure individuals, and a few dared to occupy its abandoned rooms. One fateful day, a traveler named Jason decided to spend a night at the Grimmhaven. He arrived late in the evening, when the sun had already vanished beyond the horizon, casting a veil of darkness over the foreboding hotel. Jason's gaze fixated on the colossal double doors, marked with scuffs and scratches, sending an unsettling shiver down his spine. However, his curiosity prevailed, compelling him to venture inside. Stepping across the threshold, Jason was greeted by the scent of mildew and aged timber. Dimly illuminated lamps cast eerie shadows upon the decaying walls. Proceeding down the elongated corridor, he noticed that some of the doors stood ajar, seemingly inviting him into their mysterious depths. His heart raced, yet he persisted despite the disconcerting surroundings. Opting for a room on the top floor, Jason hoped for tranquility and serenity. However, as soon as he opened the door to his chosen abode, a horrifying sight greeted him. Shattered glass and dusty furniture cluttered the floor. In the corner loomed an antique mirrored cabinet, seemingly alive, reflecting the flickering candlelight. Then, a rustling sound emanated from behind him, causing Jason to swiftly turn in its direction. To his astonishment, the room was empty. Unaware of the unfolding events, Jason attributed them to his imagination running amok. Determinedly, he laughed off his unease and proceeded towards the bathroom to freshen up after his arduous journey. Yet, as he opened the bathroom door, his jovial mood evaporated in an instant. A scene of abhorrence unfurled before him. Blood-stained footprints adorned the tiled floor, a grimy bathtub, and handprints embellished the walls, as if someone had desperately sought escape from an abyss of horror. Fear constricted Jason's heart, and his mind grappled with the labyrinth of fright. Deciding to depart from the room promptly and flee the accursed hotel, Jason attempted to open the door, only to find it locked. He exerted force, trying to kick the obstinate barrier, but it remained steadfast. Helplessly pivoting around, he realized the room had undergone a metamorphosis. The walls now festered with mold, and the air whispered forebodingly. Suddenly, a figure draped in a white gown materialized before Jason. Thick tresses obscured its face, revealing only two crimson eyes gleaming in the darkness. An eerie laughter reverberated through the room, penetrating the depths of his soul. Paralyzed by terror, Jason sensed he was trapped within the confines of the Grimmhaven Hotel. The enigmatic figure advanced slowly towards Jason, relishing his fear with each deliberate step. It began whispering incomprehensible words, sounds that invaded his consciousness. Jason attempted to shield his ears, seeking refuge from this waking nightmare, but the haunting echoes permeated every recess of his being. Abruptly, the grip on his body weakened, and Jason crumpled to the floor, accompanied by the figure's disappearance. The Grimmhaven Hotel reverted to its ominous silence, as though nothing had transpired. Lying on the room's floor, Jason gasped for breath, his heart pounding frantically. His mind cloaked in horror, yet a fierce determination to escape this nightmarish ordeal stirred within him. Summoning his last reserves of strength, he rose to his feet. Undoubtedly, the hotel aimed to confound him, ensnaring him within its Stygian embrace. Nevertheless, Jason refused to surrender. Resolute, he embarked on exploring the hotel, unearthing its sinister secrets and searching for a means to survive. As he navigated the forsaken hallways and rooms, Jason encountered a plethora of terrors. On numerous occasions, he sensed a presence trailing him through the darkness, accompanied by faint footsteps and rustlings. Each time he turned around, however, no one materialized before him. With each step forward, Jason discerned mounting evidence of the macabre occurrences permeating the hotel. Paintings adorned the walls, depicting contorted visages and morose scenes that engulfed his soul in despair. Archival records at the front desk unveiled enigmas surrounding vanished guests and unexplained deaths intertwined with the hotel's history. Finally, Jason discovered the hotel's basement, a realm even more forbidding and labyrinthine than the rest. Descending dilapidated steps, he opened doors and traversed through gloomy chambers. It was there that he stumbled upon a clandestine chamber, replete with antiquated books and artifacts, providing testament to an ancient ritual that had taken place within the hotel's confines. Realization dawned upon Jason. The Grimmhaven Hotel had fallen under a curse long ago. Many years past, the Grimmhaven Hotel had been ensnared by malevolent forces entwined with an ancient ritual conducted within its walls. Delving into the tombs and relics, Jason endeavored to unravel the mystery behind this curse, searching for a means to break free from its clutches. In his hands was an ancient book describing the details of the ritual and its aftermath. According to the records, the hotel was a place where the evil spirits of the victims of the ritual took refuge, and their anger and suffering terrified anyone who dared to enter its walls. Jason realized that the only way to free the hotel and rid it of the curse was to find the relic associated with the rite and destroy it. According to the records, the relic was in the deepest and darkest corner of the basement. Jason's heart beat harder as he approached that corner and gazed into its darkness. There, on the floor, lay an ancient carved statue depicting a sinister demon. It was a relic that needed to be destroyed. Clutching the statuette in his hand, Jason went upstairs, into the heart of the hotel. He found an abandoned garden, where he decided to perform the final rite of destruction of the curse. According to the records, the relic had to be burned along with a special mixture of herbs and salt to completely destroy the forces of evil. The shadows of old trees and the darkness of night surrounded Jason as he poured the mixture onto the statue. Lighting the fire, he tossed the relic into the flames. Moments later, the statuette began to exhaust, emitting anguished screams and enveloped in dark smoke. The flames drained away and the statuette turned to ash. Jason felt the power of evil that had cursed the Grimmhaven Hotel for years begin to fade. The wind blew through the garden, carrying the remains of the relic in all directions. At that moment, the hotel began to come alive. The walls were no longer covered with mold and cracks, and the air was fresh and clean. Light bulbs lit up brightly, penetrating every corner of the building. The Grimmhaven Hotel was transformed, as if it had taken on new life. Jason, exhausted but feeling immensely relieved, left the hotel. He passed through the double doors he had entered hours before and found himself outside. The sun was already beginning to rise, and the world around him looked fresh and beautiful. The Grimmhaven Hotel was no longer a cursed place full of horror and misery. It was now a place of history, where evil forces had been destroyed thanks to Jason and his courage. Jason walked away from the hotel, but he was left with the eternal memory of what had happened in his heart. He realized that he needed to share this story to warn others of the malaise and evil that can lurk in the most ordinary of places. And so, Jason began to tell this story of the Grimmhaven, a frightening hotel with a dark past. His stories became a cautionary tale for travelers who ventured to stay in abandoned places and helped keep others from losing their lives and their sanity. In this way, Jason became the hero who freed the hotel from the curse and brought light into its gloomy corridors. His story became a reminder that courage and determination can conquer the worst nightmares, and knowledge and caution are salvation for those who venture into the unknown or encounter mysterious places. Jason decided to dedicate himself to the study of the paranormal and to helping those who find themselves entangled in such nightmares. He opened a paranormal research center where he gathered a team of experts and researchers. Together they traveled around the world studying cursed places, haunted houses, and hotels with spooky stories. Each new story they told contained elements of horror, but at the same time imbued with hope and strength of the human spirit. Jason taught people not only to see the darker side of life, but to find the strength and determination in themselves to overcome any adversity. His team helped a lot of people, shared with them the strength and determination to overcome any adversity.